All right, so it looks like we're live. So hello and welcome to the RPG Academy podcast Twitch channel. My name is Michael, and we're here tonight for another The Sample Adventures. This time we're taking a look at the game Land of Eem, which is published by Exalted Funeral. And basically, this was funded on GameFound pretty recently. I did back it there. This is the quick start rules we're going to be playing through. If you're unfamiliar, it's basically the pitch is it is Lord of the Rings by way of the Muppets with a dash of Mad Max thrown in as well. It's very much a sort of silly game, but it also has a lot of like heart and message to it. So I do encourage people to check it out. Hopefully you
sold.
Yeah, that's that. It was a D12 system, Muppets. That's as far as I got before I clicked back. Everything else after that was just bonus for me.
As soon as I knew it was D12, I was like, well, Michael's definitely putting money toward this.
Yes. I went all in on this one. So we're going to go around the table. We're going to meet all of our players, and they're going to go ahead and introduce their characters. I'm going to start with Kevin of Kev Ran Games. Kev, say hello to everyone. Tell us who you are, and then, of course, tell us a little bit about your character, who you're playing.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to. Yes. Hi, everybody. I am Kevin S., as I'll be going by tonight. But yes, I am found online at the socials at Kev Ran Games. And I've been on the show here before. I'm glad to be back. And I also do work over on Wanderer's Haven Productions and La Nata Turna both on Twitch. So glad to be here. Thanks, Michael. I'm ready to play this character, Squeege.
Squeege
is a Dungeoneer gelatinous goo folk. He is going to be the party guy who is serious yet has a fun time. And fun little trivia bit about the gelatinous goo folks is that they don't actually speak a common tongue, so it's assumed the whole game that the party is translating for me. So maybe there'll be some hijinks with that. We'll see.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. So on my screen, the way everybody looks, Kevin B is below Kevin S. So I will go to Kevin B next. Please tell us a little bit about who you are, sir, and then the character you're playing, please.
Hi, I'm Kevin B. This is going to be my very first stream, so go easy on me. I'm going to be playing Kiri Candleheart, the bard and Muppety-looking member of the group. Expect some joy and fun. I love a good story, especially if it's salacious. Oh, my.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Moving over from Kevin B, we have Sean. Sean, say hello to everyone. Tell us who you are a little bit, and then introduce your character, please.
Hey, I'm Sean. Normally you would find me over on Rick and Rasp playing Illuminated Pages, Call of Cthulhu. But tonight I am playing S. Warbly Pebbleskip, the gnome. I think garden gnome. That's exactly what he looks like, though grumpy.
If I'm reading this right, Sean, not only is gnome your folk, but it's also your class.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah,
you are a gnome.
Gnomes are special.
You are a gnome playing a gnome.
A gnome.
Well, nobody knows gnomes like gnomes.
That gnome man is an island.
Dog, I heard you like gnomes, so we put a gnome on your gnome in your gnome.
It's like a hat on a hat.
Exactly.
Nobody knows the trouble I've had.
He is grumpy, and he will tell you the truth even when it's inconvenient.
Excellent. Awesome. All right. And then next on my screen is Michael. Michael, so hello, everyone. Tell us who you are, and then introduce your character, please.
Hello, everybody. I am Michael. You can find me here on the RPG Academy doing a number of things with the Alpha Michael. Michael number 1, Top Michael, whichever name you want to give him. You can also find me on Tubular Teens with Titans, a Power Rangers inspired audio drama. I get to play the character Pan Vahan, who is kind of the team mentor and former villain. Tonight, however, I'll be playing Galen Dundougal, the Bogrel. Bogrels are apparently a frog folk, and he's also a knight errant. He is a very honorable, very upright and forthright character, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the group totally making fun of that. Hi-ho, tally-ho!
Excellent.
Oh, no, I did already guarantee Kermit impersonations tonight, so Galen is going to sound a lot like a very bad impersonation of a frog you may know.
Oh, excellent. And then rounding out our merry bunch here, we have Shane. Shane, once again, say hello to everyone. Tell us a little bit about who you are, and then introduce your character, please.
Oh, hello. Okay, so I am Shane Cochran. I don't really do much on the socials, but I do have an Instagram and a Twitter under @crocodilevoices. I can be found also on Tubular Teens with Titans as a kind of a mad scientist brainy character that is evolved from a velociraptor named Derailed. You can also find me on Power Rangers the Audio Drama by Scyther Audio as the voice of Ernie, Saba, and a character named Chad Yeager, who also has a spin-off from Scyther Audio called Master Writer the Audio Drama. I do some stuff for the Scyther Audio's X-Men the Audio Drama, as well as a couple others coming out, like we have Avengers the Audio Drama coming out soon as well.
Fantastic. Once this is done tonight,
Shane,
about it.
Shane, who are you playing tonight, though?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's what I'm getting. Let's see. I gotta look at the name again because it's one of those weird names that comes up. There it is. Varicia Wrench, the brassiest little rascal you'll ever meet. So Varicia Wrench, she's a rascal, as I just stated. That's kind of the rogue class of the setting. She's a human, of course, and dark grays and purples, so she can hide in the shadows. And she's got a real Robin Hood complex of those. Let's get those greedy king's monies and let's distribute around all these nice folks around here. You guys wants to come help along. Let's do some stuff.
Excellent. So I got confused as well, but we will make it as easy as possible. So once this is done tonight, eventually there will be an audio only version that comes out on our podcast feed. This will also get put up on our YouTube channel. And when those come out in the show notes, I'll have links to everybody's socials and all the different projects people are part of. So if anybody here tonight, if you're watching or listening and you connect within an individual character or the show as a whole, I'll make it as easy as I can for you to find all the various people and follow up on the things that they do. But with that out of the way, we're going to jump into tonight's adventure, which is called The Curse of the Chickenfoot Witch. Oh no! Your friend, L. Dorothy Sandwich, has gone missing, a gnome of some repute. The rambunctious fellow is a friend to everyone, including each of you, and recently you have heard that he has vanished. Not willing to wait around on others, you've decided to band together and find him on your own. So we're going to go around the table again and just tell me something about your relationship to this gnome named L. Dorothy Sandwich. It could be the first time you met them, the most recent adventure you had with them, or just an impactful encounter that is kind of lets us know the reason why you are willing to put your life in jeopardy to save your missing friend. So I'm going to go back in the same order. So I'll start with Kevin S. Kevin S. tells a little bit about how Squeege knows L. Dorothy Sandwich.
Yeah, so Squeege knows L. Dorothy Sandwich. We go back a little bit of a ways because he was going to put me on a sandwich. He found me in a jar. There was a bad guy, an evil wizard, who put me in a jar. He had to clean it out because his spatula wasn't working. And so he put me in a jar. And then L. Dorothy Sandwich put me out of the jar. He was going to put me onto his sandwich, and he decided to be my friend. So I owe him my life. It's a life debt, one of those Wookiee life debts you hear so much about,
So one, I hate it when my spatula doesn't work. Just every time you just look at it like, why did that not work?
That's it.
And two, again, someone had to translate that for us. So we will just assume that across the other four of you, we made this known to the world.
Yeah, it actually sounds.
Watch your filthy mouth.
All right, so we'll go to Kevin B. So how does Kiri know L. Dorothy Sandwich?
Well, of course, I have worked with Mr. Sandwich several times. It was my first commercial song. I did a little thing called a jingle. I made quite a bit of coin of it.
Excellent. All right, so I believe Sean, if I did the order right. Yeah, so Sean, tell us about S. Warbly Pebbleskin and how they know Dorothy.
Well, we shared our thesis back in Nome University. We had to go out and say some polywogs from a chemical spill from some wizard, decided it was better to dump his leftover potions in the stream instead of disposing of it responsibly. Dorothy is a little bit more of an optimist than I am, so we got to see on the project, because I guess I went a little overboard when I lectured the wizard on the proper way to dispose of chemicals.
Excellent. All right, Galen, how did you know L. Dorothy Sandwich?
Well, it was kind of weird to see Dorothy, or L. Dorothy as I call him L. L came across myself and my faithful steed Horace, my boglin tortoise. Horace had gotten something stuck in his foot on the trail. L. Dorothy stopped to help because they are quite the upstanding person. Mm-hmm. And ever since then we've had a very close relationship.
Fantastic. And that just leaves Varicia.
All right, Varicia and L. Dorothy Sandwich. We go way back, honey. You don't even understand. So back in the days, we used to run around through the streets of Bogtown. See, we'd picking pockets and using that money to, well, I was picking pockets. L. Dorothy Sandwich, more of a really reluctant lookout. But but I digress. The way we met, because, see, L was my dad's neighbors, cousins, dentists, farriers, favorite travel agent's nephew. And so, we just we made up at family reunions, as you do, because,
So you were close.
Who knows how these...
So you were really close.
Yeah, super close. Like,
yeah.
Joined at the hip if, like, the rope was 5 miles long, but we would travel back to each other all the time. Oh, where am I?
So the five of you, I'm just going to say, just for the sake of keeping things moving, have already sort of met together. Now, I think within the game system, your character sheets, it provides some like role play tags for how your characters know and get along with other characters. Hopefully some of that will come out. But for tonight, we're just going to say that you have already met. You all know that you're all working together to try to find your friend. And the latest lead that you have is that the most recent place they were seen is a place called Wally's Waffles and Wargs, which is a watering hole near the northern edge of the used-to-be forest, which itself is under the shadow of the Scrawn Nest Mountains. So if anybody backs the game, it comes with a handy-dandy map. I don't know how well that's going to come through. There is an element of this.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yep.
It must be all green.
Some of it is, at least, yeah. So
was that an invisibility cloak?
Yes, it's a magic map. So that's part of the game is like hex crawling. It reminds me a little bit of like Forbidden Lands. I feel like I'm talking like Kermit tonight too. I'm not trying to, but in my head, I'm sounding like it as well. But you have made your way to Wally's. Now, Wally's looks very little more than like a giant silvery gray bowl that has been turned over. And then like 1/3 was sort of bisected. There were some doors and windows that were cut out with like a can opener and they just rolled down or rolled over. So as you start to make your way in, it smells amazing. Absolutely smells tremendous to you. The room is darkly lit, but has a cozy feel, and your eyes sort of take in the scene. In the center of this room, sitting high up near the low ceiling, is what looks like a makeshift crow's nest. Wally himself, wearing his infamous red and gold pirate hat, scans the room with his spyglass, and he's calling out to his workers, "That person on table 4 dropped their napkin. That person needs refills." And he just continues to call out different things about what's going on in the restaurant. As his spyglass lands on you, he says, "Party of 5 at the door." And this sort of like turtley looking fellow starts scooting his way over, kind of raises up on his back legs, grabs 5 menus, 5 little, service of napkins and forks. "Do you need any children's menus?"
I'm not a child.
Oh, no, dear. None of us are children.
Excellent.
I mean, Squeege is a little short, but he's not a child.
I eat light. I'll take one.
All right, he'll
let's not get too hasty with the assumptions here. The children's menu. It might be a menu of children. You sure you're not some kind of human trafficker?
Follow me, and he'll start slowly shuffling over towards the table. As you're walking across, you kind of glance around, and you can see all the other people that are currently in the room. So there's a lone figure sitting over at the corner of the bar. This is Happy Durnkwinkle. And you know Happy because you can't be in Wally's and not know Happy. Happy is a fixture of Wally's. But it's also easy to tell who Wally is because across the entire inside of this building are various pictures of Happy winning these just ludicrous drinking and eating challenges that Wally has put together. So it's just very easy to see that that is who Wally is because you keep seeing his smiling face, plate of food, giant glasses, and his name is underneath the picture of having won all these different things. In a corner booth, you see a wizened goblin whose skin is more gray than green at this point. He has these sort of ungainly, gnarly joints, and he is squinting mightily at a gold-looking disc that is in his left hand, while his right hand sort of aimlessly scrapes some dry oats that he has, like some dry toast. He's just basically pushing it around.
Oh no, is this Prang Huargo? My arch nemesis, who I don't like at all? He's a goblin dungeoneer. Is this who this guy is? Do I see him?
It does not appear to be that particular goblin.
Okay, well that's good because I'd hate to have to go over there and suck up all of his stuff on the table and have it inside my body and get rid of it. But anyway, go ahead with your description. Sorry.
No worries.
Sorry, strange voice in the sky.
Yes, sorry, narrator. There's a beautiful silver-haired lady up from River Country, if her dress is any indication. She is sitting at two tables that have been pushed together, and the tables are both just covered with like maps and parchments. She's poring over them. She sometimes will pull out like a spyglass or like a magnifying glass and kind of look at individual things. She seems to be taking notes in like a little journal she has. And then a third table that's been kind of pulled over catty corner. There's a small platter of fruit and cheeses that seems to be sitting very precariously on the edge that she has forgotten about as she's continuing to do her work. And then finally, your eyes come upon the only other two people in this building. There's a large yellow furred troll that is so huge, you're not sure how they got in here. Like, you don't think they can leave, at least not by any of the doors and windows that you currently see. They are sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor. Their chin is just sort of resting on a table. It's got these really huge, almost trumpet-sized tusks that are almost hitting the top of the building themselves. Big saucer eyes. And they're looking at the thing across from them, which is actually a muskrat that is sitting on a chair with like a napkin tucked in like a bib, a knife and a fork, and is just going to town on the most ludicrous Scooby-Doo looking stack of waffles you've ever seen, but they appear to be covered by mustard. So they're mustard colored waffles, muskrat chowing down. So that is what you see in this room as you are led to your table, given your seats and given your menus. So now I turn it over to you, my friends. What would you like to do? Apparently my internet is failing because I'm frozen. Ah, curses.
Disposal. I just go over the table and eat what they don't eat. You know, it's how we do
Whether
it.
we're
Teamwork.
done with it or not.
Sometimes, you know, it's what it is. But so
yes, when this group cleans its plates, it really cleans its plates.
That's right. Squeege's going to move over to the table because I'm a dungeoneer. Squeege, you're going to see he has a hard hat, bright yellow hard hat. He is holding a lit torch, even though it's brightly lit in here. We're not in the dungeon yet. He's actually got a backpack on as well that has all kinds of different things hanging off of it. There's 2 or 3 ropes, a grappling hook. There's a giant pickaxe and a shovel. He has a sword strapped to his side, a belt pouch, several sticks of dynamite, and actually, it just, you don't know how he's holding it all on, but he's just got stuff upon stuff upon stuff.
So apparently my internet's going in and out a little bit, so my apologies. The Zoom is probably freezing up a little bit. But again, we will carry on as best we can. So the last thing I said that I wasn't sure what came across is you've been seated at your table, all those other figures as I described in the room. What would you like to do? I heard Kevin, I came back as he was describing how he was like eating everyone else's food. But if anyone else said anything I missed it, my apologies.
Well, that's okay. Narrator, voice above. We understand. It's all right. That's how things go.
Galen will sit down at the table, his long legs, his knees bumping against the underside. He will set his sword down behind him. It is a long blade, almost as long as he is tall. And Galen is quite tall, very long-legged. The Boglins or the Boglin species,
short torso, all legs, right?
Yes, surprisingly so. Yeah, short torsos. I hear this place has really good food. I mean, what do you guys want to eat?
So,
well, for you, Mr. Knight, I suggest you talk to the serving wench and tell her that you want something called the A-Cab Special.
Like I said, I got the kids menu because I'm not really that hungry.
I suggest you go with the waffle fingers.
Well, are they actual fingers?
I don't know.
No, that's the
I'm not
troll.
sure.
With dragon. A wild rumor.
No. The pancakes must be good. That muskrat is going quite mad with that stack of pancakes.
Oh yes, muskrat Sally. She's a voracious eater.
There's something a little weirdly familiar about the fact that there's mustard on that stack. I don't know. Oh, look at that hunk, that muskrat sitting with that big old troll over there. Look at him and those dusts. Oh,
how did that troll even get in here? It barely fits.
Maybe they built the building around him. They got to just put it on there and just moved it up around, and they put the bricks around his body and stuff.
I mean,
no, I'm talking about his body, Varicia. Don't get all kinds of crazy, okay?
I'm talking about his body too. Hey, big fella, how you doing over there?
I'm doing well.
Can a lady buy a fella a drink?
Yeah, you can buy me a drink.
That's what I'm talking about. What you drinking?
Milk.
Oh, does a body good, and look at you, so strong. And I guess, what about you, your furry friend there? Was that your pet hamster Fievel there? Something, anything for your rat?
No, this is my friend L. Dorothy Sandwich.
Get the hell out of Dodge, whatever that place I just named was. What? No, Dorothy's not no, she isn't an earless rabbit thing like that. Nah, Master Splinter here can't be my old
Yeah,
friend.
no, I don't recall El Dorothy being a muskrat.
Yeah, he was recently cursed by the Chickenfoot Witch, and she stole his decursification wand too. We can't change him
The
back.
what now?
The decursification wand.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Do we know anything about a decursification wand? Is this something we've heard of before in our travels?
Can we make a check, Michael?
So let's do that. Let's roll some dice. So it's a D12 system. You have a bunch of skills and abilities. This sounds like a wisdom, knowledge sort of check for me. I'm thinking.
So like a lore check?
Lore check would be great. Yes.
Know-how, lore. Now we've got a number under know-how, and then we have a number for lore. Do we add those together, or?
Yeah.
So what is your
D12 plus? Yeah.
So I believe it's whatever the higher number is. So I don't think you add them together. I could be wrong, but I believe it's just higher.
No.
Okay. So I just rolled a D12 and then add that one number?
Yep.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's a nice start. That's an 11 then. 10 plus 1.
I got 11 plus 1.
Show off.
And you said it was a D12, right? I don't even know if I have any of those dice. I hate D12s.
Oh, well, you're evil, so.
Well, your character loses a level then. That's what happens when you don't bring your dice.
And actually, that's a good question. I noticed that our character sheets have a number of abilities on them that are tied to level. Michael, are we all level 1?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yep.
That's a dirty 3 with my -1.
Galen got an 8 with his +1 lore.
All right. So this works again, kind of like a PBTA style game. There's a list of possible options. Again, just for the sake of efficiency here, since everyone kind of made the check, those of you that passed will inform those of you that have failed. Those that did poorly are just slightly confused for a moment. Couple things come top of mind. One, yes, you have heard of the decursification wand, and this is an artifact that L. Dorothy Sandwich is known to carry and uses quite proficiently to help solve other people's problems. And two, you do remember that actually L. Dorothy Sandwich loves mustard waffles.
So,
oh, wow.
I see that my 8 is a success with a twist on the dice mechanics scale. So that looks to say is that it succeeds with a complication.
Yeah, that means now you're in love with that weird looking troll too.
So it could be that perhaps you feel like this is an opportunity to claim the wand of decursification yourself, that perhaps you and your order could put it to better use. But I don't want to lay that on your character.
I got a success, and so I'd like to say that Kiri has definitely made a jingle for Sandwich's business that involved the wand. So I've probably seen it in use. Yes.
Excellent.
Well, I tell you,
that could actually be Galen's complication, that he's heard the song and it's now an earworm that's stuck in his head.
Oh, there we go.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I've heard of this wand too. That's what got me out of that jar. And that's how the El Dorothy Sandwich saved me that day, was he used that decursification wand. That thing's pretty important. Sorry we didn't recognize you there. I was confused with the mustard on the waffles. That should have been a dead giveaway, but you know. Are you okay?
So the muskrat, previously known as L. Dorothy Sandwich, looks at his troll companion and through a series of blinks and sort of chitterings seems to be communicating. This is in no language that you are aware of. This is apparently just some sort of code the two of them have worked out over time. And after a few moments, the troll looks around and goes, "He's okay, but he would like to be turned back to himself. If you, his friends, would help, that would be amazing."
Whoa. Well, the one translation talking to another translation, the irony is definitely not lost on me. Pretty crazy stuff. But what does everybody think? Can we save our friend or what?
So
I don't think you can.
I'm gonna hop out of the booth and I'm gonna go up to Dorothy because gnomes have critter speak. I can talk and converse with animals.
Okay.
And insects and critters. And I mean, just look at Dorothy and be like, "Dorothy, when did this happen? Do you know? Can you tell us where it happened?"
Warbly, my old friend. I still blame you for that C, by the way.
You didn't back me up.
It's been like 3 weeks since I've been cursed.
Where were you?
I was in the crack.
By yourself?
Well, I had Rogum with me.
How did you get him in here? I just look up.
So trolls regenerate.
You chopped him up?
It's more like a detachable situation, but yeah.
Wow, that's metal as hell, man. That's really crazy.
So who did this? The Chickenfoot Witch?
Yes, Char the Chickenfoot Witch, and she's not to be trifled with. But if you are willing to seek her out, I would absolutely love to be uncursified.
Were you seeking her out, or did you just stumble on her?
No, complete happenstance. Didn't even know she was there.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I mean, fortunately, all of your friends are here.
Thanks, guys. The muskrat kind of
turn
waves.
around and translate.
Yeah.
All right, so that is Dorothy.
Not knowing what anything is going on with this conversation.
That was Dorothy.
Yeah.
She It's so hard to tell with gnomes.
Yeah.
This happened 3 weeks ago. They were in the crack and they just stumbled on the witch. And you don't even want to know how they got the troll in here.
Well, to ask, but I'll let your wisdom guide me on that particular subject. I remember the last time you told me not to ask, and I asked, and I regret it still.
You never let us know when you're about to start talking to these animals. I thought you hit your head again for a second there.
Well, you should know by now, if I start making odd noises, it's not because of my age, it's because of the critters.
No, it's still a little bit because of your age.
That's ageist.
No, it's nomist.
Well, I think we really got to go help our friend. I mean, he's helped us all out so many times. And really, I mean, there's lots of stuff to see out there in the world. We should go experience it firsthand. And if we happen to save our friend, that's all the better, right?
Look, all I'm hearing is our friend needs help. Plus, we get to steal something really cool from somebody in power. And that's all I want.
Screech, you owe me a coin. I told you it would be 5 minutes into the lunch before Veronica Veronica would say that she needed to steal something.
Yeah, you did. And there's like a coin rolls around. Comes out my one hand.
Yeah, and it's the same coin we've been betting for like the last year.
Yes.
When we offer each other never spending it.
Yes.
Look, I know
you predicted that, but not that I stole your loot and I throw your loot back to you.
I know our more.
Wow, you're always such a rascal there, Varicio.
I'm one wascally wabbit.
I thought you were human.
Yeah, I'm just patting you on the head. Yes.
I lean over to the gnome. I think that was her original name.
Wabbit? Wow.
Yeah, and that she changed it to Wrench for no reason to do with the law at all.
Well, you know, when we met, there was that crowd following. There was that crowd, maybe mob, following Varisha, yelling, "Kill the wabbit!"
Yeah, one of them had a really bad speech impediment. It was really sad. But hey,
whole cult of bald guys.
Where was the last place that you saw the witch and the wand of decursification there, El Dorothy Sandwich?
So Rogam will translate again. Warbly can understand the speech. But basically, the crack. He stumbled into the lair of the witch in the crack, so he would believe that she is still there.
Okay. Well, luckily I'm really good at squeezing into cracks, so let's go.
So, well, before you will take off, or El Sandwich will tell you that Chara is a very jealous soul and that she's cruel, but he thinks that there might still be a sliver of good in there, and that perchance, if you could bring that back out, that might be a way to victory.
Well, I'm glad that over voice gave us that bit of information.
That it exists.
Of everyone, because they're basically, her body's an entire ear and it's right to the ground. They have the ear to the ground the entire time they're around.
That is kind of true, actually. That's actually really insightful. I mean, aren't we all ears? I mean, who's to say what, the soul is I mean, we could wax poetic about it all afternoon, really.
Okay, I'm done with you already. Let's go, guys.
Philosophical discussions aside, we probably should get to it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, that's cool.
We could philosophize as we walk.
I wave over to the waitress, pass over some coin, and go, "We're going to take that to go, dear. Thank you very much."
So
I just love that Squeege is Bob and Doug McKenzie as a stoner.
So as you start to make your way south from Wally's towards the crack, we will be using the exploration rules. So the crack is approximately 5 hexes from your current location. Now, the way exploration is broken down, you have 4 segments. Generally, you can only travel 2 of them, and then you have to rest. You can push through a 3rd segment if you would like, but there's a higher chance that you will get lost or some sort of mishap will happen. So for each check, you will move 2 hexes. One of you has to take the lead, and basically you're the one sort of like scouting out and sort of, you know, deciding which way that you will go. And you do that by making a realms check. So it's knowledge plus realms. The same person cannot make the check twice in a row. So whoever would like to take the first check, please go ahead and let me know what you get. So it's roll plus realms. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I mean, I can do it. I've got a pretty decent realms, but we may want to, if we want to push through, we may want to save it for that.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind going first. I don't have a great realms, and it would make sense for me if my character's city bound, that they would know the local area, but not deeper into the area.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a situational modifier of +1, because in the used to be forest, it used to be a forest, and now it's all been like clear cut. So it's a pretty easy view. Like, it's kind of hard to get lost. It's not impossible, but it's harder. So you get to just a bonus +1 because of the terrain that you're in.
Oh, darn. That's only a 13.
Okay, so a 13 is actually a discovery. So not only do you get to where you're going, but you have located something of interest. So I then have to find what that means. Stand by.
Oh, could I make a suggestion?
Yes, of course.
Well,
Right
there's
now, we only have
there's a
the
there's a
knight
D6
with
table.
Yeah. So right now we only have the knight with a tortoise for a ride. Perhaps we find other tortoises, and that perhaps could give us a +1 for the next roll. If we just like have a little herd of tortoises that, we can hitch a ride for a little bit to the next hex.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It kind of, if it sort of fits the theme. So yeah, so you basically sort of coincide with a caravan of traveling tortoisei that are heading in the same general direction, and they agree to let you partner with them. So you will get a +2 on your next roll.
We have Leonardo and Gamera and
Electra.
And then there's Speedy.
And Bob, the 3-legged tortoise. Oh, that's a wonderful little Bob.
Not to scale. All right. So who would like to make this?
3 legs is 3 more than I have, so that's cool.
Who would like to make our second check?
I'm definitely not playing a version of rolling along from the Muppets. Definitely
so
not
I have
playing
a question over voice narrator person.
Yes.
I have an ability that I can do that helps me roll for realms, and I get to make up information about the land we're in. Can I do that in conjunction with my regular realms roll?
Yeah. So if you roll poorly, you're just wrong.
Cool. Oh, I see. The thing I'm talking about, my reconnoiter, it's once per session. So I'm actually going to wait until we get to the crack. That's going to be more fun. But I will roll my realms roll. I'll do that.
All right.
It's still a D12, right?
Yep. And you get an additional +2 situational bonus.
That's in addition to my +1 for realms?
Yes.
Cool. Wow, that's going to be 13.
All right. That is another discovery. So I did find the chart. So go ahead and roll me a D6 there, Kevin.
I would love to roll you a D6. That's half of a D12. That's a 1.
All right.
We find a nice, comforting bowl of soup.
So actually, you learn of a band of Borgle bulwarks who have been known to lay away travelers, highwaymen, robbers even, on this very road. But one of your tortoise companions has been running point and rushes back. And it's like the old cartoon with the little legs going so fast to warn you that the entire group was about to go into an ambush, and you were able to divert, go around and avoid that ambush encounter.
Ooh.
All right. So now you have traveled 4 hexes. You've traveled your first 2 of the day. You can rest for the night, camp, or you can push through. If you push through, you take a penalty to the roll, and you will be, you have to make a roll, or you will be like tired, fatigued when you get there. The crack is basically 1 hex away at this point.
It looks like there's some interesting mechanics around the camping. Maybe we can explore those.
All right. Well, that makes sense.
I agree. There's Dorothy's been a muskrat for 3 weeks now. There's no rush.
Yes. And they enjoy those pancakes.
Oh,
so.
They are really good. Mustard covered waffles. Good times.
Oh,
Squeege, my friend, my joyful jelly friend. Could you perhaps mark down the location that you got from those others about where those bandits are? I would very much like to pass that information along to people who could handle that kind of thing. We really don't like to have bandits in the area of the used to be woods. It's very disruptive.
Well, I mean,
people can't go to my concerts if they get waylaid.
I may know a few people that could help with the bandits.
Because I'm basically connecting into one of my XP gains in that if I help to encourage other people to deal with bandits.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Oh, cool.
All right. So to
I can, I'll write that down. I don't have opposable fingers, but I will find a way to write it down somehow.
Oh, I have a map. I have paper and pens on me, of course, in case I need to write down song notes.
Yeah, here, just shove that in my belly, and I will move it around. I'll do the truffle shuffle and make it move a certain way. And there,
I don't like it when you do that. I don't like it when you do that.
There we go.
Stop
it says it on there now. And I'm going to here, and I just kind of slurp it back out so they can post it up or whatever. I'm going to go get us a campground, and I'm going to go like to an area, and I'm going to actually go across the ground and like dissolve all the grass and the dirt and stuff. So we have a nice level place to put our tents and our campfire for the night.
Excellent. So
you may want to shake off that map a little bit.
So to Michael's point, there is a rule for, like a mechanic for camping. So I'm just going to ask, just again, for the sake of efficiency, everybody roll me a D12, and whoever gets highest, I will choose to be the instigator here.
11 for Squeege.
11 also for me.
8. 9 for Galen.
There's a symmetry of you and I, my dear.
6.
All right, so it looks like we have a roll-off between the 2 Kevins.
Gotta roll it off.
Rollies.
3.
We're gonna have a roll-off.
It's a 6.
All right, so Kiri Candleheart is our winner. So essentially, while you're camping, you have the opportunity to tell a story about yourself, something about a previous adventure, elaborate on your backstory, a relationship with another character, or even your personal quest, or you can ask another character to do that. So if you don't want to share, you can ask someone else and get them to share a story about this.
Since we're getting this symmetry going between me and Squeege, do you mind if we do a story about how we met?
Oh, that would be fantastic, especially if you do it one line at a time and alternate.
Oh yes. Squeege, my main friend. Oh, it was this camp reminds me of the time we first met. Several years ago. It was back when I was young, a young 17 and wild and free. And you were, how old were you again?
3.
Oh, yeah. That wild 3 period of all goo when you're just learning how to gurgle. It was wonderful. Do you remember the name of the creature that I found trying to eat you? I cannot remember its name.
Yes, that was a rodent of unusual size. They don't normally come this far to the west, but there was one there. I gotta say, to people at home who can fully understand my translation, that actually the bard, I hated her immediately back then when I first met her. She's really hoity and toity, but over time we have learned to become companions and party members. So now she's my friend, but I'm still kind of rude and critical of her because I want her to do better with her life.
Mhm.
But you know, I really love her stories, so that's cool. But
Oh, yes.
yeah, I remember all of that. Yeah. So
Yes,
the
and
rodent came by, and then, oh, you know what? You tell it so much better than me. What happened then?
oh yes. Well, it was trying to eat you. I had nothing but my guitar on hand, not even my favorite banjo or my fiddle or my lute. Just my guitar. So I strummed and strummed until Squeege started vibrating and rocking back and forth and just erupting outward and punching the little rodent in its face. Oh, it made such a wonderful sound when you booped its snoot. Ha ha.
Yeah, it was like that glass of water in that Jurassic Park movie. I was just shaking all over the place and smacking into things, and it made like a
Yes,
sound.
we like to
It
call
was
that
really
the
rhythmic,
combination
surprising.
drop the beat.
Yes, that's right. We got jiggy with it, and we beat up that rodent of unusual size.
Yes. Although I think perhaps we should be calling instead of jiggy, I think perhaps jiggly with it. I think that would be a better
Oh,
name. Do you
that
not think?
sounds even
It's
better.
something we've been
Yeah,
arguing over. What about the others? What do you think? Do you think
Jiggly was
jiggy
actually
with
my
it
dad's
or
name.
jiggle it? Jiggly
Yeah,
wiggly.
Jiggly, that's my dad's name, and Joggly was my mom's name.
So we turn to the group and see them laughing, and we don't know why.
I don't think the translation came through right. Are you sure you're telling my part of the story right?
Perhaps we should ask some of the others. Maybe I'm not translating it well.
I mean, the part I said was pretty emotional. I mean,
Maybe that's it. You are such a wonderful storyteller about your family. Perhaps
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
why they're just overcome with emotion.
Yeah, that could be.
Just lean over. Just lean over to Pebbles. I don't think I've heard so many slurs come out of one blob in my life.
Yeah, I thought Jigglypuff was like really insensitive.
Yeah. Last time I said it, someone threw a rock at me and kicked me out of a village.
Oh, I do remember that.
Oh,
that was
that's
a
because
dark
isn't
time.
Jigglypuff the wild rogue that's been stealing all the crown jewels? In air quotes, crown jewels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why people just air quote the crown jewels like this is a fake or something.
Well, typically the crown jewels are in a crown. So you have to steal the crown to get the jewels, but
you're wise, my friend Galen.
Yeah, it's the stuff they teach us at the night errant school.
Hey, Galen, are you still dating that anthropomorphic pig lady? She's really kind of cool. She's kind of a babe. Are you guys still together?
Was she a real babe?
You know,
pig in the city?
Did you break up? Did you break up?
You know, it's kind of on again, off again.
Yeah. Understandable.
Right now
You're
it's
trying to
off.
give her space, right?
Right now it's off. You know, she's not a big fan of the swamp. I'm not a big fan of the sty.
Okay. Well, opposites attract sometimes, like that Green Acres, you know.
You know, I can't say,
that must be a popular show back where I'm from, not so much over here. So anyway,
I don't watch a lot of television.
I would definitely make some kind of translation, perhaps do a little song.
You don't watch a television. Well, we do all of our best work on the television. We have all the people on there, and they come in and they gonna tell us. I don't remember the song too much, but yeah, there was a song. You remember what it is, right, Kiri?
What the fraddle break are you talking about? What is a television? What is wrong in that faddle breaking head of yours? Are you okay?
They're like a new
He lost me with that too.
Yeah, I think it's been a long day on the road, and we.
Just asleep. He's got this weird snoring. It sounds like.
Yes, Squeege is sleeping is wet fart noises, everybody.
Oh my.
So with that, the night passes without any further incident. You wake up early the next morning, and your tortoise companions are going to take a hard left turn, leaving you to travel alone southwardly towards the crack. You were only 1 hex away. With the land being the way it is, I don't really think there's any way for you to miss it. So we're just going to say that you get there. So the crack is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a big crack along the earth. Imagine a giant axe cut into the ground, pulled it free, left, and then that's what you have there. There is a very sort of like roughly and shoddily hewn stair on either end of the crack, which runs basically like northeast to sort of south or northwest to southeast. Doesn't matter to me which side of those that you're on. I just need to know who is descending the stairs first.
Well, can I do my reconnoiter ability now before we go down there? See if I know anything weird?
Absolutely.
Cool. It's a special ability that the Dungeoneer has that I get to roll plus realms, and once per session I can make up a fact or a rumor about a point of interest or a group that's located there. So I'm going to roll my realms.
What I love is that the way you're playing your character, this is in character.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to do it.
No, I just meant you explaining the rules
out loud to himself.
Yeah, like you are this weird meta creature that understands that we're playing a game. So yeah,
you're like the Joker or Deadpool. You're hyper sane. That's why you're hearing the voices.
I'm the only one who really knows what's going on, guys. So with the +1, that's going to be a 9, which
we're all figments of Squeege's imagination. Really, that's what.
I'm actually still in the jar.
This is all a Jacob's Ladder scenario.
Oh God!
All right. So a 9,
took a dark turn.
A 9 is a success. So
awesome.
Yeah, you can tell us what you say, and what you say is true.
Well, everybody, I want you all to be careful with the crack because it is dark. If you go down in too deep, you can never find your way back out because the dark down there, it is so dark. Not even the light can shine. So everyone be very careful slipping into the crack. Yes, don't go too deep into the crack. You'll never find your way back out, is what I'm trying to say. Make sure you have a very good handhold. Yes. On the crack.
Right. Now listen, kids, we've had fun today, but just remember, crack is whack. Say no to drugs. The more you know.
And knowing
okay, let's get spelunking.
So who's gonna go first? I mean, I have a torch. It's always lit. See, it's still lit. It was even lit last night when we were all sleeping. But if somebody else wants to go down, that's okay. Go ahead.
No, this is your show. You're the Dungeoneer. You're the one that leads us safely in and out.
Galen's got a 30-foot rope. He is happy to tie off and assist in the descent into the crack.
You're going to tie it off to me? Because I know before when we did that in a previous quest,
rope. Yeah, he doesn't
just
really
sliced me in half, and it didn't feel good. There was 2 of me for a couple of days until I kind of recoagulated. We don't really want to do that again. That's right. That's right.
Well,
I think what we learned is
argued constantly with himself.
Yeah, what we really learned is that we don't need 2 Squeeges.
Yeah, 1 is more than enough. So let's do this. Let's go ahead. You guys can go ahead and use the ropes. But yeah, I'll go down there with my torch, and I'm going to take my torch and I actually hook it into my hat. So it's like a headlamp.
Nice.
And I'll just start.
All right.
So going down
Squeege,
the sides
if your torch goes out, does that mean you've gone too far, too deep?
You know what? That's actually a good, insightful thought there. That might be exactly what that means. So, yeah.
If we lose sight of him, Squeege is dead. Get out of here.
So
save yourself,
this, everybody. My ideal is that I will put my body on the line for all of my party members. So if I do die, consider it a fair warning. Okay, bye. I start going down.
All right, get off my back about owing him when I've already paid him back 5 times.
You can choose to use athletics, nimbleness, or sneak, depending on how you wish to traverse these stairs. The first person and the last person needs to roll. Those are the 2 that might cause calamity.
All right, well, since I have a vigor, also an athletics of 2, I will use that. So I'm just going to go right down. I'm used to doing this, like they said. This is
I
what
think
I do.
Squeege started. Squeege is our first because Squeege is going down first. So,
yeah. All right, 12 plus 2. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. That's going to be a 12.
All right, so yeah,
10 + 2.
very much a success. You navigate these stairs with absolute ease, absolutely no trouble. As you descend deeper and deeper, sort of an oddity happens, as you would kind of expect in this climate, that when you got a little deeper into the caves, that it would be like colder, but it's actually warmer. The deeper you go, the warmer it becomes. It's sort of almost like humid and just like hot and sort of sticky. And unfortunately, you are leaving a trail of slime behind you. So I'm actually going to say whoever goes last is going to have a negative on this roll because Squeege decided to go first. So who's our last person? Who's the 6 of this group? I mean, you're all 8s in my book, but who's going last?
Yeah.
Probably, I would say probably Galen bringing up the rear to make sure everybody's safe.
Okay.
Galen was planning to go
Makes
first,
sense.
but Squeege squished ahead.
Stole your thunder.
I would assume that Galen would have gone second to deal with whatever might have taken out.
I would say, I'd say
Varisha or
Varisha would probably go last because
Right.
she doesn't trust having the cop walk behind her.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then, Varisha, I need you to make either athletics, nimbleness, or sneak, depending on how you wish to traverse these stairs.
All right, let's see. Athletics, nimbleness, or sneak. I am very good at all those things. Let's see here. All right, let me get to my dice roller because I don't know where my dice went. That's a D12 plus the modifier, correct?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a negative
That
1
is,
because of Squeege.
and
So-
that is that's a 10.
All right. So that's still a success. So which one did you use? Athletics, nimbleness, or sneak?
Sneak.
Okay. So basically the success level is just you are successful. Nothing extra happens, but you manage to navigate down the stairs, even though with it being a little bit slippery or slick, you're fine able to navigate it. But again, all of you do notice that the air becomes more hot and more humid as you descend, which does seem at odds to what you would have expected. So as you get to basically to the landing, so at the very base of this crack, you're guessing you're like 75, maybe 100 feet deep into this riven earth. You see an entrance to a lair, and it is a mixture of built elements and then just sort of natural elements. So it's like a cave, but within certain areas of the cave, they're like built structures. The very first area you come to is the Burping Bog. And this is a fetid, bubbling, sort of swampy area. And the only way to navigate across is a series of stones that are placed at intervals that you are going to have to leap from stone to stone, which does cause you to need to make a roll or you will fall into the stone. Now, you will also notice that there are a number of large toad-like creatures. Some of you might recognize these as Murga toads. If anyone would like to make a lore check on Murga toads, I can tell you a little bit more about them.
I'll do this to
Try to
Murgatroyd.
jog a memory. See if I
That's a
remember.
It's absolutely Megatroid.
Defend.
That's a 13 for lore for me.
All right. So yeah, so
Same.
you are very familiar with Murga toads. One, if you lick them. Two, they are generally docile unless they feel like their home has been invaded. So as long as you don't step into the water, you should be okay. But if threatened, they have an ability to release a poisonous gas that could negatively affect you either in the moment or lingering effects. Actually, with a 13, I'll just tell you all of it. So essentially every other round, it has a chance to do a poison attack. And there are 4 possible effects. A stupefying belch, which will stun you. A fetid flatulence, which will give you a -1 attack ongoing. A stifling stench, which causes you to have a negative on your defense ongoing, or a toxic funk, which actually does dread to you. And dread is how the game manages hit points. Basically, you take dread, and you will take 1d10 dread, and that would affect everyone in the area. So there's a 25% chance this could go really poorly, really fast. Who would like to try to make it across the stones first?
That is a good point for me to let you know I am at my setup, so I will be jumping off for just a second.
All right, let's just take a couple seconds there because the stream is going to flip when you jump off and jump back on. So,
Okay.
It's going to flip the script.
it's going to flip. Flippity flip. Bork, bork, bork.
BRB.
Mhm.
So for anyone who is trying to watch, my internet has not been this bad in a very long time. Like, it is just awful.
Mhm.
Fortunately, we're all recording locally, so we should all have audio I can put together for the audio only version. It will be totally fine. But yeah, the stream has been, which is a knock on wood, it's actually been fine for the last few minutes. Hopefully
Yeah, you had to mention something.
I know.
Mhm.
I know.
Mhm.
I don't
Why
like,
did you jinx it?
yeah,
Mhm.
I don't like awkward silences. I like to fill them,
Mhm.
like cracks too.
Mhm.
All
Well,
right.
yeah, when you were describing about how it was getting warmer as we went deeper in the crack, it was like bite my tongue.
And sticky.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Oh.
A little bit slimy too.
We ride the PG-13 line
Yeah.
here on
Mhm.
RPG Academy.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh. I
Well,
do
hey,
have.
since we're down here, I'm gonna take my torch out of my hat and I'm gonna say, does anybody need a torch? Because apparently I have a proficiency to see in the dark,
Oh, excellent.
so I don't really need this. So here you go. I'll hand it to Galen.
But then how do we know that if you went too deep, there's no torch?
Oh yeah, that's right. We were using it for something else. I almost forgot. You know, these one
Yes.
brain cells with the squeege. Sorry, and I put it back.
As a performer, we always want the spotlight to be coming from somewhere other than me and
That's a
getting
good
on to
point.
me.
That's a good point.
I'm looking at my abilities. I actually have a narrator ability that might be useful in this situation. I can roll plus inspire to be able to actually do something, but it has to be out of conflict. So
Mm.
I think I might actually try this ability here, and then just narrate us past this particular obstacle.
Would be fine with that.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if Shane, I was having issues. Maybe the Zoom thing is not working. So if you want to go ahead and roll that, we can.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we see Kiri Candleheart pull out lute this time and start humming a particular tune based on what has been told to her about the frogs here. Something that they enjoy that just lulls them to sleep, and maybe they'll drift together close enough we can just walk across their bellies in the stones.
Oh, okay.
If I roll well enough. But that is definitely not well enough. That is a 3.
Yeah, that's a failure.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a complete failure?
That is
Yes,
a
the
failure with a
complete
plus.
failure.
Actually, a 3 is a failure with a
Okay.
plus.
Oh yeah, because 1 or 2 is the complete failure.
So
I think the plus obviously is that he goes to, or she goes to play something, but instead we get Rick rolled. Is that what happens there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think what makes sense here is that you basically have alerted the frogs. Like, instead of the music soothing the savage beast, it has agitated them. So they're going to be. So normally they can only do the thing they do every other round. If you fail the check, they will be able to do it every round.
Oh boy.
So it would be even worse for you. But you still have the chance here to navigate your way across. But essentially, it's going to take 2 rolls. Again, first and last person across needs to make an athletics or a nimbleness check. You can choose whichever one is better for you.
I should have warned you. I have a cousin that married one of these toads, a distant cousin, and yeah, they don't really like much. They don't like pop folk as much.
More of a bluegrass sound.
Total jerks.
Oh, they did. Oh, they love country blues, don't they? Oh my! I think it would make sense that if I had to go first, if I was out front trying to do the song.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's nimbleness, which isn't bad for me. All right.
Am I coming through okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. When would you like me to start recording?
Yeah, just go ahead and hit it now.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Kiri switches to blues grass and jumps from rock to rock using the song to help her go through. But somewhere along the line, it doesn't go as well. The rocks are just a little bit too far apart because I got a 7 on my
Okay.
nimbleness, so it's a success. But
That is a success with a twist. So I'm going to say that you do manage to get across. You had one errant step. You actually stepped on a toad rather than a rock. It was sitting just below the surface of the water, and you didn't realize it was a toad until your foot hit it, and it squelched out a burp. So I'm just going to say that gas has basically, you expelled the gas into the area inadvertently. So everyone is going to get the -1 to defense until basically I say otherwise. So there's not quite a noxious cloud, but there's just like a sort of a stinky cloud of gas in the room. When you were on the other side, you can see that basically there are 3 possible avenues from here. One goes to a cavern to the left where you can see a sort of shimmering light that is fluctuating in colors, like almost like a kaleidoscope effect. Directly in front of you is a dark cave, and you can hear a sort of a wailing moan sound rising from there. And then to your right, you can see what looks like a rope bridge that is covered in like a hazy fog. So you can't quite see what's on the other side of the bridge, but you can see this side of it. All right, so we have Kiri across. We need one more person. Whoever's in the back of the list or back of the row also has to make a check. So who would like to take up the 6th position?
Who didn't get to roll last time? Let's spread the wealth.
I think that would be either that'd be myself, or it would be Galen or Warbly, I think. Go ahead, Warbly.
Okay, because nimbleness. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's a 2.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So that's a complete failure. So you have fallen into the water. And what does that look like to you? So I'll take that back. You describe what failure looks like to you here.
So I hop onto a rock. I go to hop on another rock, and one of those toads kind of pops its head up, startles me, and I just fall flat back into the water.
Excellent.
Mouthful of water, start choking, grab my hat because they tried to float away.
All the toads turn towards you and basically turn towards everybody now that they've been agitated. So we're going to enter combat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we're going to get the chance to fight some stuff here, maybe. Mm-hmm. So the combat works kind of interestingly in this game. First, it's called conflicts and not combat. Mm-hmm. And it goes into 4 phases. And there are always 4 phases, whether you use them or not. Phase 1 is parley or parlay. Mm-hmm. So you always have an opportunity to try to talk your way out of combat. Even if you've been into combat for a while, you always have the chance to say, you know what, let's try this a different way. Because you're dealing with animals, you cannot use the communication. There's a wrangle score. So you can't, so basically you're dealing with animals, but you can try to wrangle them. And that's essentially the same thing as like trying to communicate with a sentient creature and say, hey, let's just not kill each other.
Since I have critter speak, though, can I try to parlay with them?
Yeah, you could use that rather than wrangle if you would like. So if you want to parlay, you get to go here, even if someone else wants to fight. So parlay always comes first. So actually, everybody needs to roll a D6, and D12. And this is a... Sorry... This is in a couple different places. Criminy.
So we've got the parlay phase, the improvise phase, the run phase, then the combat phase.
Then the combat phase.
And then it's not a phase.
So basically the way initiative works is anyone who gets higher than 6 gets to go before the creatures, and anyone lower than 6 goes after, but I can't figure out I can't remember where the thing you roll. It's D12 plus a thing, but I can't find what that thing is. It's probably nimbleness, like a dex-based score. I don't know why it's not.
It's rolls plus perception.
Oh, okay. Well, that was wrong. So everybody make rolls plus perception. If you are higher than 6, you get to go before the creatures.
Actually, should I use the other dice? I got a 12.
I got a 12.
I got a 14.
I got a 5.
I got a rock.
All right.
Dang it, Shane.
No, I got a 12.
Galen got a where'd it go? Perception. Galen got a 10.
So it sounds like everybody but Squeege was successful, right? All right. So we are in phase 1. Would anyone like to try to parlay or wrangle these toads to avoid conflict?
I'd like to parlay. There's no sense in harming these poor little toads. We're made in their home.
All right. So go ahead and make your check with your parlay skill.
Parlay,
They
parlay,
set
parlay,
off loud
parlay, parlay,
music,
a
crash through
parlay.
What are the four
Oh.
phases again? Parlay, then what?
I'm not
Improvise.
seeing
Improvise, run, combat.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing parlay on here. Would that be charm or
Yeah,
it's
you're going to
any
be using
social
it's
skill.
it's one of your Vim skills, like your
Yeah,
social
Vim.
skills.
Okay. So yeah, charm is about the only thing. I can't think I
Yeah.
can inspire the toads. It's a 7.
That's a success, but
Yeah.
All right. So I think the most logical choice here is that you're fine. They've decided that you're friendly with them, but they are still going to attack the others in the party.
I think I'm making progress, guys.
I think anyone else that would want to do that or try to parlay with them needs to use the wilderness skill according to the wrangling thing you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. So normally I'm letting him roll because he can talk to them.
Yeah,
so,
he's got his.
Yeah. But normally, yes, it's a wilderness skill to wrangle the creatures. So if anybody else wants to go in the conflict play or the parlay phase, now would be the time.
And all you
My
hear
wilderness
is
is -2. I will wait for something else.
Galen
is
is
coming from Warbly is just a series of croaks and kind of like meh, meh.
Galen puts his hand up to the group. Wait. Let me give it a try. I may have a few words of toad I can use. And Galen will approach the group.
let's hope for a total success.
Oh.
Your character does.
That's 11.
Okay.
I have plus 0, but I rolled an 11. So
Nice.
All right. That is a total. I mean, it's a success. So there's no negative here. So what does that look like? How do you manage? Because when you're done, the conflict's over unless someone just decides they want to kill a toad for some reason.
So you see Galen like just kind of walk to the edge of the water and crouch down in a very frog-like fashion and start to croak at the water.
Roll
And
on the water.
there's a number of like, you know,
Fireflies in the sky.
There's a number of weird noises and croaks, and the toads kind of one at a time kind of like lower into the water.
Perfect. Yep. So you have pacified them. You've convinced them that you are friends, toads of the same color sort of situation. So that is, you've navigated part 1 of our dungeon crawl.
We're all a little bit green. You know, when it comes down to it, everyone's a little green.
It's not easy being green.
Easy being green.
That's right.
Wow.
Galen, I mean, what you said was inspiring, but oh my goodness, your accent was horrible.
No,
That
I
was
know.
really
I
impressive.
again, the toad's a different dialect.
That was really impressive. I didn't know you were a youth pastor on the weekends.
It's just a once-a-month group.
Yeah. Well, you can tell it's really paying off. That was really, really good. You really wrangled those guys.
You got to learn how to talk to the teens early.
Yeah.
When they're tadpoles.
Big strong knight gotta go in and control the toads. The people just living the lives in the caves. Mr. Knight's gotta come in and just well, where am I? What was I saying? Where's my shoe?
I'd like to think that my abilities kept us from needlessly injuring or killing the toads or them hurting us. But think what you will. That's fine.
Yeah, I think
You
we're
and your
touching
green
on some
savior
deeply rooted
complex.
problems. So let's hey, should we push on? You know, I think we my curiosity, I got to go follow what's going on. What is there a doorway or something?
So you have 3 options. You have the passageway to the left, which is the color kaleidoscoping light emanating from a cave entrance to the left. There is a cave in front of you where you hear that sort of wailing, moaning sound. And then to the right is a rope bridge that is obscured by heavy mist. So you cannot see what is on the other side of it.
Oh, that's
all
3
three of
separate
them are really
parties
good
right there.
choices. Yeah.
Got a hootenanny, a shindig, and a party. Which one are we going to?
Oh, that's which one are we dressed right for?
Hoot nanny.
Yeah, I think Hootenanny's the closest one for us.
Okay, let's go that way then.
Yes,
Who
let's
wants-
jig jive and wail.
Am I going in the Am I going in the front again, or is somebody else taking the lead? Who wants to do it? I mean, I'll dungeoneer my butt off if you want me to.
I'm happy to go first, and then maybe you can I'll help protect, maybe.
Could I possibly do a sneak roll and try to like stealthily just kind of scout out ahead of people?
Yeah, I would be okay with that. Which are you wanting to scout each one and then come back and report, or pick one and then just get a insight before everyone else follows you?
Just whichever one we decide on as a group first. That way we can kind of like get a feel. If we decide, oh, nah, not this one, we can go back and visit other options.
All right. So just want to do.
Would it be possible if I helped Veracia by providing a little bit of cover music to distract them from noticing her entering?
See, that makes zero sense. But since this is a Muppet style caper, I think yes.
I like the idea of Kiri
distraction.
Kiri
it's
playing
gonna definitely be an immigrant song.
I was gonna say maybe the old Sting, the little doom 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 doom.
That's a sure way to get somebody opening a door.
That would alert someone that someone is sneaking, especially if they have fourth wall sets.
All right. What did I say? I was rolling a sneak. That is +2 for me.
So take an additional +2 from Kiri's musical accompaniment.
Then that is a 14.
All right. That is beyond success. So I'm sorry. Did you say which way you were going? Like which one did you?
Which one?
Whaling tunnel.
Was that the one we decided on?
Yeah.
Whatever the hootenanny was.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't.
That sounded like the whaling tunnel to me. So that's why I did the whaling song.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's check out the wailing.
So you enter into this cave opening in front of you, and you hear that wailing sound in front of you. As you get a little further into the cave, it opens up into a pretty large area, and there are several stalactites and stalagmites. And the thing that is most notable to you is there is a shimmering blue ghostly figure of a young woman that's where the sound is coming from. Essentially, this is a ghost, and this is a young woman who's just wailing and crying out in like frustration. And it appears that she is preparing to dance, like she's doing like like ballerina exercises. You can see that she's going up on her toes and down and going into the different positions, left, right, left, right. But something isn't working, and she keeps getting flustered as she's going through this routine, and she fails. And then she just like sits down and cries out again. And then it sort of cycles and repeats itself. The other thing that you see is at the far sort of edge of this cavern, and as far as you can tell, there is an additional way out to the left. So once you went fully into the cavern, there's another entrance or exit to the far left. That's the only other exit here. There is a skeleton that is missing its head, but it is holding a large sword, and it is currently fighting a series of stalactites. So it is just sort of like swinging and hitting these stalactites wordlessly because it doesn't have a head, and then it'll turn and like rush and then bump into another one and then start fighting it. So this skeleton is just running around
in battle.
Yeah, ping-ponging around and then just fighting these stalactites and stalagmites. So that is what you see in this room. Nothing in here seems to have noticed you.
Well, Kiri, maybe you can help that dancer girl. I mean, fellow artist, maybe you guys are going to have some sort of kindred spirit or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that in reverse and
flip it up
and come back and tell everybody what's going on. I was like, look, I've seen some things, I've seen some stuff, and what I just saw in there was, well, pretty normal for this country. I'm not gonna lie to you. So what we got going on here? We got just standard BOG, big old ghost back in there. She tried to cut a rug, and she's not doing so hot. She's getting mad at herself. I don't know. Maybe look at you, Miss Music. You can maybe she just doesn't have the right music or something. I don't know. She seems like she. Well,
it seems to me that she's missing a dance partner. And I look over at Galen, who I know needs to cut a rug a little bit more. Again, I'm tapping into my XP gaining. Like I feel that he needs to loosen up a bit. Perhaps if
we definitely need to help this. Yeah. We certainly need to help this poor young ghost. Excuse me, miss.
The other thing I saw in there, and any of you remember that that old stage play by that Sam Raimi fella. We Army of Darkness. It was the third in a series of confusing movies. Third plays. Second one was still a remake and a sequel. It was weird. Anyway, they've got Skeleton Steve in there just hacking away with a sword. He ain't got no head on him. He don't know what's up and down. I don't know what his deal is. He's kind of Mr. Magoo in his way around in there, just hacking and slashing. So that's kind of what we got going on there. There's only one other entrance, and that's over by Boney Bob in there.
You said he's missing.
Wait, is his name Steve or Bob?
Right. I was actually going to ask the same question because that kind of confusing. Is there more than one skeleton in there? Is there one? Is there two?
I'm gonna look over down at the goo. I'm like, don't sneak up on me like that. I forgot you there. I don't know what you said. What did he say?
You said there was two skeletons in there.
No, one skeleton. One big old ghost.
And his name is Bob Stevens or Steve Bobs. What did you say his name was?
I don't think
it could be like Screech when they were separated. The names combined. So it's Steve Bob, but without the head, it's just Steve and Bob's the head. That makes total sense to me.
I feel like we're all focusing on the wrong things here.
Who cares what his name is? Your uncle.
Bob's your uncle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't have an Uncle Robert. No, I do have an Uncle Williams. So there's Uncle Bill, but no Uncle. What? Where did we? What?
Oh, look at that. Galen's going to go dance with that girl. What a nice guy. He's such a knight errant on a quest to help the damsels.
Excuse me, miss.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
So
the ghost.
I think before Galen leaves, I'd like to suggest perhaps that we split the group up to deal with the two tasks simultaneously. So that way, whatever goes on, we won't have to deal with them attacking us both at the same time.
I'm not going to let you guys cut me in half again. That was one time, and it really hurt. Like I said, it took me a long time to get coagulated again. So can we not?
No, Screech. It's not. He's not. We're not physically. We're going to split into two groups of people. We're not going to physically split ourselves.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes a lot more sense than let's go ahead and do that. Yeah.
I mean, if we could have Pebble Skip and put Squeege on top of the skeleton's head or body to act like a head, perhaps it could calm it down long enough for Voracia to find the missing skull and put it back. Well, Galen and I help the potential dancer. Her final song, set her to rest. Does that seem okay with everyone?
I guess so. I mean, sure.
I mean, Squeegee's going to make an awfully big head on top of that skeleton, though.
Yeah.
Could you just swallow it?
Yeah. Squeege could just envelop the skeleton, and then Squeege is like its skin.
I can make him like a body, like that weird movie with the guys and the people in it. And you know what one I'm talking about. We talked about how we don't have the screens, but we understand what movies are. So you guys know what I mean.
Oh, you mean the plays?
Yeah, what did I say?
Yes, they're traveling plays. Yes.
Yes, that's right. Yep. Sure, let's go. Okay.
All right, so let's talk to the ghost first, and then we'll do the skeleton second. So who's going to interact with the ghost?
So Galen will stride in. Hi ho, madame. It is I, Galen Dundougal, knight errant, and I am here to dance with thee.
So the ghost looks up at you and then stands up very prim and proper and goes back into like a ballet stance. She holds out her arms and she would like to dance with you. So I need you to make a nimbleness.
And I'm going to back him up with a very simple melody, like I did previously with the aid. So hopefully that gives him a bonus.
Okay. So go ahead and make me a performance check first.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
So, Kira, can you make a performance check to see how well you do with your rendition?
So I'm going to be
that would be Inspire.
Oh, perfect.
Under Vim.
Oh, darn. Another 13.
Okay. This is
your dice are on fire tonight. It's
masterclass performance. It is absolutely brilliant, giving Galen a +1 to your roll.
I would suggest it's a beginner's class performance because she doesn't know how to dance well. So it's very simple and easy to follow instead of like complex and masterful.
Good, because your +1 will cancel out my -1.
I just see the dance lesson scene in A Knight's Tale now.
And that is a 10.
10. So the dance begins very well, and you are able to match with her quite well. But you see that she keeps stumbling. Like, you're actually dancing better than her. And after a moment, she sits down in sort of like a huff, and she pulls her feet toward her, and she looks at her feet sort of longingly, and that is when you notice she's not wearing slippers. The ballerina has no slippers.
Oh, no. What happened to your slippers, dear?
They were stolen by the mean lady, and she doesn't even have feet to wear them.
What mean lady? Oh, the witch?
That's not what I called her.
Did it rhyme with that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, good job. Oh, I'm not here. Never mind. Just one of my fourth wall breaks. Sorry.
I like to think that like Squeege, there was like a little like pseudopod of Squeege like was just hanging out by us, and then just goes,
just passing through. Don't worry about me.
I'm looking at my inventory. I have a set of fine clothes, and since I'm also she her, I'd like to suggest perhaps I could donate my slippers for her to dance in.
She's very grateful, but unfortunately, those are her slippers, and the only way to basically release her is to return her ballerina slippers, which were stolen.
But does she have to know that the slippers are hers, or does she have to think they're?
Well, I will say she's probably going to know, but if you want to really try to trick her, I mean, there's a chance it could work. I'm not going to say no to it, but it would be very difficult, of course.
That would be a charm, I think, or is there?
There's
trickery.
Yeah, I mean, this is
I'm gonna give it a try to see if the fine slippers I have are close enough of match.
All right, I'm gonna give you the -3 on this because she knows her slippers very well.
Ooh. Yeah, quest point's not gonna help that. So 4, 5 -3 that's a complete failure.
Okay. So she is insulted by Kiri, though she still seems to think Galen's a pretty cool dude. She crosses her arms, kind of huffs, and then like turns her back to you and doesn't speak to you again. She's not hostile. She doesn't fight you, but she's not going to interact with you anymore.
Oh, then I guess these shoes that I found are definitely not yours then. Oh, my dear, I'm so sorry. We definitely want you to have the very best shoes. We'll have to get them back from the air quotes witch.
My dear, we're going to defeat the witch, and once we do, I myself will return your slippers to you.
If you could do that, kind sir, I would be ever so grateful. And then she'll like reach up like she's going to give you a peck on the cheek, but of course she's a ghost.
What a stud!
There are little green frog. Sure. You will get your slippers back. On this I vow.
She looks hopeful, but then she gives a glare at Kiri. All right, so we'll cut over to our skeleton. So essentially, there's no way to negotiate because the creature has no head. It is like a mindless automaton at the moment. So we're going to fall into combat and conflict immediately, but you have the option to do the parlay, or in this case, the improvise, which is where you basically do something that doesn't involve combat. So this is like where you try to like cave in the entrance, dive for the thing, cut the rope, run away. So this is where I'm going to say that Squeege is going to try to mech suit.
Yes, and you're going to try and yes and the skeleton to death?
I'm going to try to yes and the skeleton to death. It's like the opposite of a mech. Instead of you being the pilot, you're going to become the mech, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I just go over there and engulf him.
So what skill do we think this is? Oh, I'm sorry. What, Sean?
I was going to say, before Squeege goes over there, I want to stop Squeege and be like, well, he's got a sword. You don't want to get cut in half.
He ate the jacket fruit from One Piece.
That's a really good point. Could one of you guys maybe fight him so he's distracted with his sword? So when I surround his body, because once I'm around his body, if this works right, then I'll have control of his body and he won't be able to fight anymore, right? That's our plan.
That's my plan. So I pull out my fishing pole.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to do a cast and try to snag the sword and yank it out of his hand.
All right. So that sounds like a nimbleness check, maybe?
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Cool. Nimbleness. Okay, cool.
I'm open to another skill or ability if you have one that's just looking at the sheet that makes the most sense to me at the moment.
No, that's a 7. Yeah,
which is still a success.
What do quest points do for us, Michael?
Could I assist by doing like a trickery roll and like getting the skeleton focused on like a specific area that it thinks it needs to go at? Yeah. So it's not just wildly swinging the sword.
So currently you said a 7.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a success with a twist. So you would get what you want, but something would happen. So my thought is that you pull the sword free, but it's actually going to fly towards Squeege. So we're going to get one attack at him that way. But if Varicia wants to make a check, I will let that retroactively be a possible help. So you could potentially bring it all the way up to a full success. The quest point will give you a bonus +1. So if Varicia can give you a +1 and then you spend a quest point, you'd have a complete success. So Amara Nugget in chat asked if this is Vor. I'm not familiar with that game. So this is Land of Eem. Hopefully. I don't know exactly if they were asking about the game or not. So, okay. So, Varicia, do you want to make a check here to see if you can assist retroactively?
All right. So, trickery. Let's see. That's a +2. Let me get back to my dice. D12 +2, that's 10.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So that will give you the +1. So if you want to spend one of your quest points, that will get you all the way up to a full success.
Yeah, I don't want to stab Squeeze, so yes, definitely.
All right. So yeah, so you essentially
teamwork makes the dream work.
The sword starts to spin and it's heading towards Squeeb at the last second, like your hand reaches out and grabs it by the hilt, and the blade stops just like millimeters from Squeege's face. All right. So Squeege, what skill do you want to use to try to take over this body?
Well, I gotta say, while it was now my turn, I did a Google search on Vor, and you got it interesting there, sense of humor there, chat person. I got it there. Anyway,
I was wondering to see who was gonna look.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm gonna try to engulf him. I think realistically, what would make the most sense is maybe to do my vitality, because I'm trying to maintain myself as I stretch myself super, super thin to surround his body, because I'm really not like huge.
I think that makes perfect sense.
Okay, cool. So my vitality is a +2.
Ooh.
12 +2. Oh, awesome. That is a 12 +2 is a 14.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So essentially you are not, I can't think of the perfect metaphor, but yes, you basically are now a mech with this body inside you. You can walk around and use it to do things. It's just you're fully in control of the skeleton body.
Look at me, guys. I'm super tall.
You have like abs now.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, dancer girl, how are you over there? Did you find my beach ball? Maybe that way. Yeah. Okay.
What did he just say about her mama?
Actually, I think now you guys can actually understand what I'm saying, because I'm like in a human form, maybe.
No, you don't have a voice. You still don't have a voice box.
No, resonating the bones on the inside.
Yeah.
Oh, like the opposite of a bone mic?
Mm-hmm.
Conductive mic?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go take care of that witch, shall we? Let's go do it, guys. Come on.
All right. So you have another exit which would basically to your left, or you can go back to the first area, and then you would have the other two areas you didn't check, the kaleidoscope color and the bridge with the mist. And my internet's pissing me off again. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My internet keeps going out. So I'm sorry. Did you pick a way? Do you want to go back to the kaleidoscope, the bridge?
I think we're trying to slip a little further into the crack.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep pressing forward, man. You know, it's cool.
Oh,
slowly push our way in.
I think that body used to be a surfer.
It might have been, man. I don't know.
Sounds very Chad. Yes.
Yeah, like for reals.
All right. So
radical dude.
As you exit the cave that you're currently in and move into the adjacent cave, there's a rancid odor, and the floor is sort of sticky and squelchy. In front of you, there's like a large, like a pond sort of size water. It's like, you might be able to throw a rock to the far side, but it's certainly, you could swim across it. That's how big it is. And there are multiple. They are listed here as dolphin-sized. I'm not sure. I guess dolphins exist in Land of Eem, but there are dolphin-sized leeches that are swimming through the water. If someone would like to make a lore check, I might tell you more about these creatures.
Wow, it's like super gross, man.
Lore. That's just a 6 for me.
All right. So,
yeah, 4 for Galen.
I have definitely heard of them, but I don't remember any specific details.
Did anybody can make this roll?
Oh wait, I rolled the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say natural 20, but we're not rolling 20s.
yeah, no, that's not
Yeah, I got a 1. That's a hot one.
I got a 9.
9. Who was that? Who was the 9?
I got a 10.
Oh, okay.
8 plus 1 is 9.
All right. So the 9s and the 10s, you recognize these creatures as what are called leechlings, and they are carnivorous, very aggressive predators. When they attack you, not only do they deal damage by sucking out your courage, they heal themselves in doing so. And for every one you see, there's at least 2 more you don't.
So might I suggest we go back the other way, guys and girls? I mean, come on, these guys are no joke. Not cool.
Yeah, if they get a hold of you, they're gonna suck your courage out.
Yeah, and I mean, look at my body now. I mean, I don't want to get rid of this thing. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
Are there stalactites and stalagmites in this cavern?
There are stalactites. There are no stalagmites, at least none that you can see. If they might have been buried by the water ages ago, but not completely dissolved. There is one other exit, like to the northeast, that you would have to go through the water to get to.
Unless perhaps we knew someone who had maybe a long length of rope, perhaps that could tie on one stalactite and then lasso it across onto on another, perhaps.
Galen does happen to have a length of rope.
And I have a lasso. We could perhaps make extended range for that.
Is it a magic lasso?
No. I'm afraid I couldn't quite afford that from the Wonder Woman shop. No. Miss Prince says that it was worth several bags of gold.
Oh, you got the pyrite lasso. Oh, okay.
With a
no, it's silk, dear. Silk for reasons.
With a roll of 10, would I know if bug repellent would work on the leeches?
I would say with a 10, you know that it would. But it probably would not keep them completely away. It would just make it more difficult for them. So it would be like a get-out-of-jail-free card situation, but you might lessen their volatility toward you or whoever the spray was on.
So what if we, use our lantern oil, maybe dump it around, make a path of fire? Maybe they won't be able to come closer. They don't want to get all desiccated and stuff, right?
No, I think that's slugs.
Okay. Slugs, leeches, they're kind of kissing cousins, aren't they? I mean, maybe. Anyway,
From
let's just
everything
go
I know
back
about
to a
nature,
different
yes.
cavern.
One's a worm and one's a mollusk.
Wow, so they're like nothing alike. Okay, well,
Mhm.
this was a good little science lesson today, man. So, you want to go back to a different room and see if there's another way around? Or
Science rules.
I mean, we can try the rope trick.
Hey, man, I'm willing to put my body on the line for the party. So,
So
if that's
what
you
I'm
guys
going
wanna
to
do.
say is you will be able to throw the rope and attach it and start to make your way across. That is when we will roll. So it's not the roll isn't does it attach, it's does it hold once you're on it.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes sense.
So whoever would like to make the roll for the lassoing, I assume you can navigate all the rest. Galen, I assume sounds like you're feeling froggy, so you're going first. So it'll the roll will determine if you make it across or if you fall in the water.
All right.
Mhm.
Athletics.
That works for me.
All right. 11.
11 is a success. So yeah, that is basically a complete success. So you're going to be able to get across without any issues. So yeah, so it works perfectly. You make it to the far corner. As you're like inching your way across, several more of the leeches come up. You're going to think there's easily a dozen of them in here. Again, these are dolphin-sized leeches, and like they'll do the thing where they'll like kind of reach up towards you, but they just like maybe scrape the buckle of your belt as it's dangling a little bit lower than you. But they can't quite get a hold of you, and you manage to get across. You find purchase. There is an opening there, and you see a wooden door in front of you.
Mhm. And I think it makes sense if Squeege goes last because no one wants to be the one after the slippery.
Yeah, slippery rope situation.
Yeah, sure, makes sense. Yeah, I'll just do athletics as well because my vigor is like my highest one.
So
Come on, everybody! It wasn't that bad.
I'm actually going to give you a +1 because you have a rigid skeleton inside you now, and it's easier to hold on to the rope than your slimy body would have been.
Love it. Cool. So that's gonna be a +3 total. That'll be a total of 10. So I'll take that.
Yep. You success. So yes, you're able to get over as well. You land on the other side. Everyone's together. Very creative solution. I love that. But there is a door in front of you. You can smell what seems to be like baking cookies, like an odor of cookies coming through the door. But the door does appear locked at your first touch. So what would you like to do?
I think we all turn to Veracia when we find the door locked.
Yes.
And no one says anything. We just like all look at her.
Yeah, look like
you bunch of bastards. Just start rifling through my stuff looking for lockpicks. I know I got something on here. Yep, I do have a lockpicks actually on the character, which only makes sense. To pick the lock, what am I going to be rolling here?
I think nimbleness or trickery.
Makes the most, yeah.
I mean, trickery kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I think nimbleness would make the most sense. I view trickery like misdirection and
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, know-how could work. Knowing how to do it, knack would be. That's like your dexterity.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely a knack skill, but I think you're right. I think it's either going to be like trickery or nimbleness.
Yeah, I would be okay with either of those.
Nimbleness.
Yeah.
All right, nimbleness it is. We've got a 10, so 12.
Okay, so full success. So yeah, you're able to unlatch the door, but it does not squeak open. You can tell that the door would open inward into what you're assuming is a kitchen, bakery of some sort. This is like a brick building built inside this cavern. The door is wooden. You have no idea what's beyond it other than that smell of cookies that is wafting through. What would you like to do now?
Squeege is already using a body, so he's rigid now. I was going to say we should push Squeege's eyes like just under the door, like a so he can like look around.
Well, I mean, if you want me to get rid of this body, I could squeeze under the door. I mean, it's one of my special abilities that I have, you know. I got a jelly body, so I could just squeeze right underneath the door like that.
If you do, though, the skeleton will start doing its skeleton thing again.
Yeah, if you let that body go, then we've got a whole nother problem.
And that other problem is my terrible internet.
But if we time it right, Squeege could just kind of slide off the skeleton and we could just shove it in the water with the...
Like, not give up this awesome bod, though, guys. I mean, come on. Look at me.
Do we need to find an artificer to make you a little endoskeleton later on? Would that make you feel better? Make you feel like a big man? Big man with your big, strong bones?
I'll tell you what. I think we're reaching into some deeply rooted problems that you got. So I don't want to deal with it too much. But, I am going to put my body on the line for the parties. So if you guys want to do that, I will sacrifice my Richard bones. I'll sacrifice them if you guys want me to. Because you guys are my friends and my family.
What did he say?
Well, again, I'm a little concerned about what happens when you leave the bones.
Well, if you got a plan, you're gonna throw them in the gunk or whatever.
Well, the skeleton doesn't have the sword anymore. We can just hold on to its arms so it's not just flailing arms around.
Well, doesn't our noble friend?
We got rope. We can tie it up temporarily.
Well,
inside of Squeege, we can wrap the rope around, and then when Squeege comes off, it's tied up. And then when Squeege goes back onto it after he peeks under the door, we untie the rope.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, that works.
That's shenanigansy to the max.
So, all right. So I'm not no roll necessary. That makes sense. So Squeege, you can push your head through underneath the door, and what you see on the other side is very clearly a kitchen of sorts. There is a table in the middle that is covered with like various cooking utensils. Like, think of like the worst cook in the world mid disaster. So there's like flour and spills. There is a large wooden like potbelly stove in the one corner. That's where the wafting smells of the cookies are coming from. There's an open fire with a large kettle of stew or some sort bubbling on it. There's shelves lined all around with various spices and cooking implements. There's also on one shelf a row of skeleton heads, one of which is wearing a beautiful feathered cap. But the thing that you notice instantly is the cook, which appears to have the body of an Adonis. Like, think Fabio body, but it has a pug's head, like the cross-eyed, tongue-waggling pug head. It's wearing a chef's hat, a Kiss the Cook apron, and is just like covered in flour and appears to be trying to cook, but the eyes and the hands aren't quite coordinated very well. So like the hands are always like 2 degrees off from whatever it's reaching for. So it's just doing a terrible, terrible job of trying to cook. But it does not seem to notice you. There's also a door in the room that leads to the north, and there's a door that leads to the south. Your brain would tell you that the door to the south is probably on the other side of that bridge you guys didn't go across.
And all you hear from that pug cook is because it breathes.
Right, so they pull me back across. So guys, yeah, and I'll tell them everything that's over there. So we're going to see a little bit of a montage. Looks like there's a little bit of time passage when I go through and I tell them everything. And, after that, then I'd be like, swoop back over to my cool body. And so that's all that I saw in there. And, yeah, we ready to do this then? Or what? I mean, the head's in there. We might be able to get this body a real head. I mean, if it's got a cool head, maybe it's going to be a friend. Maybe it'll be thankful. And we'll have a companion to fight with. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I think we're making a lot of assumptions, but let's give it a go.
Or we could just keep on going. But I mean, there is a door to the north that's probably going to lead us to the witch, you know. She stole your new girlfriend's shoes, man, and she got the wand that we need. So.
Oh, I did vow to get those slippers back, so those slippers will be returned.
Did the cook did it look friendly?
It looked all kinds of confused. Man.
Yeah.
I didn't want to stop to ask him, "Yo, what's up, bro?" But he looked all kinds of confused and discombobulated, man.
Maybe someone we need to save with the wand when we come back.
Oh yeah, he's probably cursed. That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, in my experience from Gnome University, there's not very many pugs that stand that tall.
Yeah,
with a human body.
It's true.
Only one, and Georgina's just crazy.
So you guys want to take the chef, like do the stuff you guys do, or what? I mean, what are we doing here?
He's got hands now.
Perhaps if we introduced ourselves and helped him with his cooking, he might allow us passage without barking the alarm, as it were.
I mean, did he seem mean? Did he seem upset?
He seemed all kinds of confused, man. He was like trying, he didn't know his left hand from his right hand. It was almost like he didn't know what his body was doing. Like he couldn't control his. There's a lot of your idea that maybe it's a cursed person makes a lot more sense now, man. I mean, I'll be honest.
You guys seen the videos where someone has their arms around someone else and they're trying to do stuff? That's what I'm picturing right now.
Yeah.
With the dogs.
Yeah.
Like feed it.
Yes.
That or like Mars Attacks when they put the Chihuahua's head on the chick's body.
I mean, I'm just going to go out here on a limb and say that maybe we should help them.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to fight everything we see.
So Squeege is going to go over to the door and he's going to kick it open.
Okay. So
hey,
the cook looks over at you. Its tongue slides back and forth a couple times before it falls to a common place and starts to slather. The dog will let out a wolfly sound and then is going to charge and try to hit you with its big wooden spoon. So we have to roll initiative. So again, roll a d12. And then what did we say was perception? And if you get higher than a 6, you go first.
Oof. I am not going first.
I got an 8.
7.
3.
Do ties count, Michael?
So 6 or higher before 5 or less.
Yeah, 6.
All right. So I'm sorry, who had less than 6? I saw Kevin B.
I got a 1.
All right. So Varicia and Kiri go second. Everyone else can go first. So we are in the parlay round. So I will tell you that you can parlay with this creature. It does seem to have understanding of language, though it doesn't seem like it can communicate back.
At this point, my improv would be quick, Squeege, drop the body. Dogs love bones.
And I think instinctively, like as soon as Squeege hears that, he does. This drops right out of the skeletal body.
All right. So I'm going to say, Galen, make a trickery roll.
Okay. Oh, you picked one of my highest skills. No. 8.
8.
I think it's a success with the chart go.
Like that's with a
success bot
with a twist.
You could spend a quest point to make it just a complete success.
That's true.
I will do that. I have quest points to spend.
Okay.
I will spend a quest point.
So I will tell you that that the creature is named Crunch, and it is a cursed creature. So good on that. It's very dangerous. It's probably the most dangerous creature in here, other than the witch herself. But it does say that the creature can be befriended and pacified like a normal dog. So yes, as soon as these bones clatter to the ground, it's going to dive over and just start gnawing on them. And it looks up at you and kind of smiles. And so unless you try to attack it, I'm not going to, if it was a complete success, he would join your party and assist you, but he's basically out of conflict with you. So, but he did make a wolfing sound. So there's a good chance if there's anything else in the area, it has heard that call and maybe wary at the moment.
Okay, well, we gotta move fast now, guys. Good boy. And Squeege will pet him, and there'll be like a like the goo left on his head. It looks like when a dog like spits and it, shakes his head, and it's like, gooped on themselves.
Sorry about your body, Squeege.
That's okay, man. I mean, like I said, I'm willing to put my body on the line for what the party needs. So I'm getting lots of bonus XP for hitting my ideal so many times. So it's cool.
Bonus.
Cool.
Bonus.
But let's make some haste, shall we? Let's go find that witch. Let's get our friend back to normal.
So there's
help this dog out.
Wait, before we leave, you said there were multiple skeleton heads.
Yes. There's a row of 4, and one of them is wearing a fine-looking hat.
Are any of them animated?
No.
Or are they all just... No?
Nope.
So I'm going to take one and give it to Squeege so he can speak without having people translate for him.
Okay. Did you give me the fancy one or a different one? Or
I probably should make a roll to see what quality it is. Maybe a perception roll to see if I find a good quality one.
Yeah.
We love rolling dice.
Okay, that's a 12.
Yeah, you find a great looking. Whatever you want.
I think I'll let Squeege describe his favorite skull.
Okay. The skull, it's got very noble features. It's got a very prominent cheekbones. The teeth are all in a nice, perfect array. And as I put it into my head, all right, gentlemen, let us sally forth and continue to fight this witch. We shall make sure that we will be ever vigilant. Galen, you and I are now on a noble quest to make sure that this witch is defeated once and for all, and the land can be protected from all that is arrogant, corrupt, and somewhat serpentine.
Sure. Squeege, are you okay?
I have never felt better, friend. My true purpose and calling has now been made clear. Let us go forth. Squeege is like looking around. He actually has a dagger that's been on his side this whole time, and it's like in his hand.
It's in the teeth.
I
don't know what it is, but something about this living booger is doing it for me now.
Let us go and fight that witch.
The what?
You have an air quotes witch.
Sorry, okay, wasn't clear. Yeah. All right, so there's a door to the south, door to the north. Again, you were pretty sure of the map in your head. The door to the south leads to that rope bridge. The door to the north would be the only other way to go.
Let us go. Have them tell our tales in the histories to come.
Yes, head north, Sir Squeechington.
Huzzah!
All right, so the door is locked.
Vocabulary.
And again, everyone turns to Marisha.
I guess I'll just follow him.
Unlock and we go. Nice. It was another 10 for a 12, but I feel like it was a dupe roll. You want me to do it over?
No, it's fine. We need to get through the door anyway. So as you unlock the door, it actually gets pulled open from the other side. And there, standing in front of you, is Chara, the chickenfoot witch, who looks a lot like a green troll that's very small, has beautiful blonde hair that does not fit her look otherwise. She's got a very fancy pointed hat. She's carrying a wooden stick that's like a staff. It's got a little crook on the end of it. And she has what looks like chicken feet. So basically from the knees down, she looks just like a chicken. In the room behind you that you can see, it is her library, her alchemy area. So there's like experiments going on, vials of various colored liquids, experiments in different states, lots of books and scrolls, and then just a collection of trophies. You just can see all these different items that have been collected. Amongst them, you see Dorothy Sandwich Wand of Decursification, which is in a very prominent, sort of almost like a display area. But amongst them, Galen, you do see a pair of ballet slippers. Because the witch was known you were coming, she gets to go first. So all of you must roll versus metal, M-E-T-T-L-E.
I got a -2 on that. Yay.
Good.
Wait, what are we rolling?
So with my +0, it's still an 11.
That is a dirty 12 for Galen.
I got a 10.
9.
All right. So 9s and higher essentially are unaffected. The 12s and higher are unaffected, and you cannot be affected by any further hexes that she tries. That is very important. So remind me, because I will not remember. So you have a 12 or higher, you're unaffected by hexes. Who had the low roll? Was that you, Squeege?
Squeeze rolled a 3 minus 2 for a 1 net.
Okay. So you have disadvantage to all checks for the rest of the session. So that's just like D&D. You roll twice to take the worst result, and you take 1d6 dread currently. So again, that's basically like what hit points are in the game.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I will roll that for you.
Okay.
6.
And this comes up 6.
Yep.
And this comes off of my courage.
Yes.
Okay.
So dread takes away from courage. It's essentially how hit points work. All right. So now we will go into initiative. So everybody roll your perception. 6 and higher, you get to go first. And I will tell you that Chara has multiple actions per turn. She still can't go until the conflict or the combat phase, but she can do multiple things each turn. She can also be parlayed.
That is a 5 for Galen.
8 for Warbly.
8 for Varisha as well.
And 8 for Kira.
All right.
And Squee has a 3.
All right. So the 3 of you that can go first, we are in the parley phase. Would anyone like to try to negotiate with the witch?
You said she couldn't be or she could be?
She can be.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll try to parlay because attacking is not exactly my strong suit.
Okay.
Like,
so what are you going to say to her?
Oh, miss, yeah, I'm sorry. That is the most gorgeous hair I've ever seen. Tell me, how do you get it so glossy?
She like, I mean, she's got this like scowl on her face and she's holding her staff out you. And then just, she softens. She's like, oh, really? Do you like it?
Oh, it's beautiful. I've never seen hair that shiny.
It's Maybelline. It's from a bottle. What can I say?
You make it yourself? You could sell that and make a fortune.
I do like gold. All right, roll your check here. You are going to get some negatives because she's very difficult.
Can I hype him up like what he's saying? Like as that brassy broad, like, oh yeah, honey, your hair, oh, and so much bounce. Oh my God, and your nails. That color goes with that hair, and to die for.
All right, roll your assist roll here.
Ooh, so are we going with charm?
Am I doing charm or trickery?
You tell me. Are you lying to try to ingratiate yourself, or do you truly think that she's beautiful on the inside?
Well, the hair
is. Yeah. Trickery it is.
Okay.
So I got an 11.
11.
Oh, wait, no. So if we're doing trickery, it would be a 9.
Well, so Arish is going first to see what.
Okay.
So what did you get, Sean?
I got a 9 plus 2, so 11.
Okay, so that will give you +1 to your roll, Warbly. But
okay,
she has a -3, so you're at a -2 with whatever you roll.
So that is going to be a 10.
10. So her features continue to soften, and she sort of lowers her staff a little bit. It's still kind of keeping it between you, but she sort of takes like a hesitant step forward. Is there anything else that you like about me? And she kind of like blinks really big in your direction.
Oh, your eyes, they are such a wonderful color.
She smiles a little more, takes another hesitant shuffle. What else? And she like smiles.
Out of character. You said she was green, right?
Yes.
Oh, honey, that skin tone. Oh, that green is to die. You know what? It reminds me of the most priceless emeralds anybody could. Oh, you are so gorgeous.
It's so healthy looking too, isn't it?
Oh, she hydrates. Oh, she drinks water. You know she drinks her water.
You also get a good 8 hours of sleep at night, don't you?
Is that a collagen regimen you're doing too? Because, beautiful. Your skin, your pores. Oh, immaculate.
So not exactly how I expected that to go, but
these two are killing me, guys. They're killing me.
She can be parlayed with. You were successful, so at this point, she's going to just, as long as you don't aggress her, she's willing to continue to talk to you. It's very clear that she's had a lot of close misses.
Work done?
Huh?
Had a lot of work done?
Yeah. Well, she's had a lot of like close calls. Like she was so close to success so many times. Near misses, I guess I should say. All the things that she tried to do, she was always like the second one picked. She didn't get the role, the other person got the role. She went out for the team, she didn't get picked first. She did, she was junior varsity, not varsity. And all of these near misses just kind of built up, and she started feeling that she wasn't worthy. And so she looked around at all these other people that had the happiness that she wanted, and she took it for herself. So she uses her own magics, not just the one, but she steals things from other people. So the hair is not hers. It's hair she stole from someone else. Her eyes are what she stole from someone else. So she's kind of an amalgamation of all these people that she has stolen essences of. But out of
she's
heart,
less a chicken lady and more of a magpie.
Got Big Bird's feet.
She's got, but
she's just stealing shit from Muppets.
She just wants to be accepted for who she is. So you've brought down her walls, but I need one more thing. I need one more line with a roll to really seal the deal here and convince her that you're not, because right now you're just basically flattering all the things that she's stolen. What can you say about her that will melt that icy heart? Whoever wants to take the reign here, and I'll let one other person assist.
I think Galen might try to hop on the train here.
Feeling froggy, right?
For sure.
Feeling froggy. Feeling a little froggy. All those things, all of those things are beautiful. All of those things are wonderful. But what really shines through is your kindness.
So is that trickery or charm?
Charm.
Okay, let's do it.
And I'd like to back Galen up with another jingle.
Okay.
A song. This time it's more we'll do the
Christina Aguilera,
rainbows,
You Are Beautiful.
Song about chicken. Song about witches. Why are there so many songs about witches?
Why are there so many
songs about witches?
I'm going to spend a quest point. I guess I should wait. I'll wait until Kevin goes. Yes.
I'll do an inspire check to inspire Galen. And I'm gonna. I don't have to spend a quest point. That actually puts I have +2 to inspire, so it's a 12.
All right.
Nice.
So with a 12, you get a +2 to your roll, Galen. You would be at -3, so now you're at -1 plus whatever you would normally roll. And I think Michael's. Oh no,
you said +3.
Well, so right now you're at a -1. You were going to be at a -3, but Kiri took 2 of those off with their massive success.
Gotcha. So that's actually going to that's going to put me at a +0 because I usually have a +1. So
flat roll.
That'll put me. So I will just do the flat roll.
And you got quest points to spend.
Yes. So that's going to be a 9 on a flat roll.
Okay.
Nice.
And I will spend a quest point to make that a 10.
Okay.
Well, you wouldn't have to, because 9 through 11 is still a success. It wouldn't put you to the next level.
Yeah, so there's no mechanical benefit to going up by 1.
I was just looking at the mechanics chart. You're right. So
and most rolls you can't use more than 1, so there's no point. But that is still a success. That is what you needed. Yeah. So yes, her icy heart melted. She feels accepted amongst you. And I'll be honest, you're a motley crew yourself. So she doesn't seem so different in your group. Now, the thing, she does kind of seem like maybe she wants to join the band. Like, she's very nice at this point, but she's definitely playing some vibes of like, we're going to get together next week. She wants to do a group text. She's willing to host game night, but she gets to pick the first game. Someone else has to bring the beer, of course, or other drinks.
Honey, I've got a job for you.
But oh, go ahead, please.
You are so beautiful, and you are so talented at taking things from people. How about you join me? You join me in my band of merry maidens.
Well, we
robbing from the rich and
think-
giving to the poor that deserve it.
I think we'd be happy to have you come with us, but we do need a couple of things in exchange, if that's okay.
I put my hand on Galen's shoulder to hold that sentence.
Cut him off a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, I have a friend, Mr. Sandwich, who spends his time and effort working with people and helping them out using his skills. And that in magic, he could definitely use a partner of your quality. So I'm trying to appeal to her skills rather than her villainy.
Okay.
Perhaps it should be a roll-off between me and Verosha to see who convinces her.
Mine was a thing at, oh yeah, you're really good at taking things, because she took the features.
Right.
And it was also a, hey, you know how it feels to be like the downtrodden one. How about you help me steal from the a-holes and give it to the people that deserve it and need it.
Yeah. Now, I do like the idea here, though. Is like she's got the two natures. Like she's been a villain for a very long time. So even if she turns to good, there might still be a villain bent. So let's just do a straight D12 roll, no modifiers. Shane rolls 1, Kevin B rolls 1, and let's see which side she leans towards. Her better angels or her worse nature.
And it's just a straight roll. You said no modifiers.
Nope, just roll D12.
All right, let's see.
My luck has gone. 1.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 1.
Me too.
So
nice.
She'll come up and she'll just try to put an arm around both of you. Ladies, we don't have to decide our entire future today. As long as we're together, future looks bright.
I was thinking of maybe rebranding you from Chicken Witch to Loosely the Lawless.
Ooh.
That redemption arc.
Maybe get you a nice modeling gig.
The Witch Princess.
Everybody will think you look finger looking good.
A foot model.
That's true. That's so true. Verosha does have a wonderful sense of style.
So she
Kentucky Fried Witches.
She will give you back the wand of decursification. She will basically dedicate herself. She's trying to pull. She definitely wants to keep this group together now. So she asks if you can help maybe right all of her wrongs, all these treasures she still has. On your way out, she will decursify some other people. The Wug creature with the dog head was cursed. It actually was 2 beings. So there's a man with a dog. The ghost is set free by the ballerina slippers. The skeleton actually could be freed as well. He came here to try to get something back from someone else, and she just killed him. There's like several other. There's some
Is the skeleton now maybe missing a couple of bones thanks to the pug?
Yeah. There's a couple. So he's walking with a limp, but he's
a little more serious because he's missing the funny bone.
Oh yes, he's like,
there you go.
When we get out to where that skeleton is, Squeege is just going to kind of slurp over to him. The lessons that we have learned this day will forever live on. We must learn to give to others. You, friend, you shall know your path once more. And I'm going to pull my skull out, and I'm going to sit on top of his head. So, you should be okay now, dude. Yeah. Okay. See you later.
So the skeleton actually joins you and could have fought, not that it mattered, but once you get to the edge of the crack, he will disintegrate into his bones, and his spirit has been laid to rest. And essentially, you have completed the quest. The travel back to Wally's is uneventful. You're able to use the wand of decursification to free L. Dorothy Sandwich back to their gnomish form. And L. Dorothy Sandwich and Chara will work together to try to undo all the villainous things that she has wrought over the last few years. So congratulations, you have cured L. Dorothy Sandwich and set a villainous person on a righteous path. Congratulations. To all.
Hey man, pass me some of those mustard-covered waffles, yeah.
Oh yeah, on the house. You are regaled as heroes for returning this, and yeah, but refills are not free. So just the first one.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out. I do really appreciate it. I'm so sorry my internet was terrible. There were some issues where I couldn't hear.
Feel better. We didn't lose you.
Yeah.
We heard you the whole time.
Okay. every now and then I couldn't hear you, like you were freezing, so nothing, no audio or video was coming in. But again, the audio version should be fine. I'll be able to get that out. So we'll go around the table one more time. Everybody feel free to tell us a little bit about who you are, where they can find you, and the various projects you do on the internet. Kevin S., I'll start with you again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm Kevin, found online on the socials at Kev Ran Games. I was happy to play Squeege tonight. A lot of fun we get to have there. Like I said, I'm on here sometimes before. I got some stuff in the future I'll be doing on here too. We'll find that out down the road. But when I'm not here, I'm also one of the co-producers over on Wanderers Haven Productions. We do a bunch of different stuff. I run some different, we get the plays, which are kind of similar to this. We play a game we haven't played. We played Street Wolves recently. That was fun. But also I am the U.S. ambassador for La Nata Turna, which is a 5th edition campaign setting set in the grim dark world that's coming over from Italy. You can find that every Friday on channel of the same name. It's really cool, and have a blast doing that. Michael, thanks so much for having me again. It's always a pleasure to sit with you.
Thanks for being here, man. I absolutely had a pleasure. Kevin B.
I'm Kevin. I played Carrie Candleheart. I'm just occasionally lurking around on the internet. No big projects for me.
Fair enough. Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I want to thank you for having me. I had a great time. This is a fun game. You can find me over on Rook and Rasp. I do Eldritch Horror as part of the Illuminated page. We're currently on hiatus, but we are doing Horror on the Orient Express. So that's been a fun little adventure. Also, you can catch me playing our Star Trek game, which is the Modiphius D20 version. I play a half Klingon doctor, which has been a hoot, playing a Dr. Klingon where, it's not so much, battle, but, I have rage against death and prevent it.
Today is most definitely not a good day to die.
Yeah. No, it is not a good day to die. You must live. You can catch me
until my vacation days.
You can catch me on Instagram at Bink026, where you can watch my journey of mini painting. So...
All right, very cool. Thank you again for being here. It was an absolute pleasure to meet you and Kevin B. and Shane, of course. Michael.
Michael, you can always find me on the socials at LoserMLW. I just got a Blue Sky invite today. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
So you'll find me over there pretty soon now too, I guess. You can find me on different programs and projects. So I did mention Tubular Teens with Titans, which is, again, can be found in any of your podcatchers. It's a Power Rangers inspired audio drama that Shane also stars in as well. And you can also catch me on the Identico channel on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Identico. We will be having our return stream tomorrow night where we bring one of our characters back and talk about what that character's been through since they've been gone on hiatus. So you can see me in those couple places. And of course, you can find me at various projects here at the RPG Academy with Michael.
Always a pleasure.
And also Redemption, which I'm wearing the t-shirt of.
Yeah. Yes. You can. Yes, I completely forgot to mention the other project, right? So Smuggler's Blues is the new Redemption stream that started on alternate Mondays on YouTube, youtube.com/@Smugglers Blues. And we are doing 2-hour streams every other Monday with a new story with familiar characters.
Yeah, this show actually alternates. So the weekend that or the Monday you're on, we do this and back and forth. Yes, I said that terribly, but I think everyone knows what I meant. Shane.
Me. Oh, yes. As stated, Tubular Teens with Titans. You can find me there. And then again by Scyther Audio on like podcast and YouTube. Power Rangers the audio drama, Master Rider the audio drama, X-Men the audio drama, a couple more things they've got coming up. That's about it that I can think of. There is a movie that's going to be hitting streaming soon that I got a couple little lines in as an non-scene character, but that's pretty awesome because one of the stars is Jason Font, the Red Time Force Ranger.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That movie is going to be called The Stalker Part 2. The first one is already out on streaming. You can watch it on like Tubi or Prime or something. And when Stalker Part 2 comes out, that's where it will also be.
All right, very cool. So as for myself, of course, I am Michael. You can find almost everything I do here at the RPG Academy. This show in particular, we call it the Sample Adventures, and the concept is that we take a game, generally one we haven't played before, and we play it using the included adventure in the core book, quick start, or even like a setting guide, sort of a situation. We do this generally every other week. It's not exactly that, but for the most part, we have a bunch we've already done. You can find those carried over on our YouTube channel, or most of them go audio only. We had one recently, the audio kind of went put, so it didn't make it. But we got many, many, many more games on the schedule that are going to be coming out. So if this interests you at all, please, like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you then. But before we go, we will say what we always say here at the Academy, and that is, of course, if you're having fun,
you're doing it right.
I know those two would know it. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
The thing they said.
What they said.
We can do that one more time, Michael, with everybody doing it if you'd like.
Sure.
I mean, we could.
Yeah. So just remember, if you're
now
having
that everybody knows
fun,
what to say, you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Excellent.